Speak to us as only you can. And we hear from you that we have clarity. Father, thank you as we always pray for your spirit, Father, to rest upon us and to give us both, to give us insight, Father, and to give us both articulation and to give us comprehension. It is a work of your spirit that causes us to understand your word and understand your truth that you speak to us. We love you with all of our hearts and all of our minds. We thank you, Father, for this your word that challenges us and that causes our lives to change. We give you the glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. All right. So we started lesson last week. We're going to be picking right back up with that particular lesson as we're talking about why, or I should say part two of the lesson, which is what we're talking about, truth and shalom, and versus accusation and lies, and we want to deal with the reality and see talking about why we don't bear false witness and what is at work. But I really want to anchor this in the reality of what we know concerning the speaking of the truth and how. Let me just give you this much. The reality is that while some are just really into it about you gotta speak the truth, you gotta speak the truth, you gotta speak the truth, you do have to speak the truth. But there is a way that we have been commanded by the Father to speak the truth. And so it's not just about what we speak, it's actually how we speak that. And we are required by the Father to be both truth seekers and truth speakers. But we must speak the truth according to the scripture of love. And so we want to explore what that looks like. As we have said many times, when we look at the commandments, this is the ninth commandment that talks about not bearing false witness against your neighbor. And one of the things we look at when we look at the commands, we look at that there is a portion of the commands that are directed directly toward our relationship with the Father. Should thou know that thou before him, those sort of different things like that. Don't take his name in vain, all of those things. And then there is a degree or a portion of the instructions that we're given that are directly related to the relationship we have with each other. And we've been saying that all the Father really wants is for us to have the right relationship with ourselves, the right relationship with others, that is rooted in the right relationship with Him. And so when we look at that and we look at his commands in that aspect of life, it takes away the idea that this is about bondage, this is about restriction. Actually, what we have to learn is we have to learn the truth is that disobedience and rebellion is where bondage really resides. Uh, Freedom is in truth and in what the Father has instructed us. And so I want to, don't want to read too much because I want to kind of get a little bit further. If you hadn't had opportunity to watch last week, then I encourage you to go back and look at that video. But I will review this much that when we look at the word for sin, the word for sin, the word for sin is the word shatah, or chatah, and it means the fence of the snake, to surround strong, to be like a boa constrictor, choking the life out of it, consuming. And then trust or faith, emunah, I say by grace of faith. It also means surrounded by the fence, so we have the opportunity to be surrounded in protection or surrounded in bondage. If I am engulfed, surrounded in sin, I am surrounded. It is the fence of the snake. It is being surrounded by that which is intended to choke the life out of me and consume me. But if I am surrounded by protection, then that's what is keeping me safe. That is betach, that is keeping me safe, rooted in a promise. And so if we find ourselves in obedience to what the Father has instructed us to do in our relations with one another, then we find ourselves surrounded in protection versus being surrounded in destruction, okay, and bondage. And so we talked about how bearing false witness is rooted in a snake likeness, and we made a reference to this conversation with Eve and the serpent at the tree, and how accusation really works, and accusation, the root word there is to accuse. And a lot of times when we deal with people, we're dealing along the lines of accusation, and we're repeating that which we have heard, not talking about that which we've actually seen. Then it creates an issue, it creates a problem. And so we are in a situation where we become talebearers, busybodies in other men's matters, because we become repeaters of that we have heard, and we are actually operating in the same sense of being false witnesses. But one of the things that we were ending on, we're in Ephesians, the 4th chapter. We want to go to Ephesians, the 4th chapter. We were at verse 15, but I want to back up just a little bit to verse number 10, and then we're going to read down a little bit further. So let's go over to Ephesians chapter 4, because I really want to explore some of the realities of how truth is supposed to be spoken. Here's the reality. We have a responsibility to speak the truth. We don't utilize the tactics of semantics. But there is a balance as to how we are to deliver the truth. Because there's a reality of when truth is spoken, okay, in some cases, it's not always the case, but in some cases when truth is spoken, truth will hurt a little bit, okay? Truth will hurt a little bit. And if we will allow truth to do its job, if we speak that truth in love, right, because love covers, if we speak that truth, which is already going to hurt, but we speak it in love, then there's an aspect of healing. It's almost like a surgery technique. See, there's a difference between somebody cutting you because they're mad at you versus somebody cutting you because they're operating. So just speaking truth in the wrong spirit just speaking truth haphazardly in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, causes, in many cases, severe injury. And that's why the Father said, through the show, is that when we speak the truth, we are to speak the truth in love, because it is that love that the truth is spoken in that brings forth that healing. So it's almost like, the person that cuts you because they're mad at you, they cut you so you can bleed. The physician, the surgeon, when they cut you, they're going to cut you and you're going to bleed the same. Yet when they're done with the procedure, they're going to come back behind you and they're going to put stitches to sew you up. Yeah, that's going to inflict a little bit of pain too, but it actually promotes the healing process. So when truth is spoken, truth is supposed to be spoken in the manner where the purpose is healing. Never in the body are we ever supposed to come to people. I said this in the discussion last night with some people. Never in the body, when we have discussions with people, or we come to people, are we ever to speak out of our irritation. That shouldn't be the motivator. The motivator should be the love that I have for my brother and my sister, that I want to see something productive I want to see something productive come from what we discuss and what we talk about, what we bring to the forefront. You'll see why that's important in just a moment. But let's look at Ephesians chapter 4. I'm going to read the scripture before I get ahead of myself. Ephesians chapter 4, and let's look at verse number 10. Okay? It says, the one who went down is himself the one who also went up far above all heaven in order to fulfill all things. You know what that was all about? Read verse 1 through 10. You get that context. It says, furthermore, he gave some people as emissaries, some as prophets, some as proclaimers of the good news, and some as shepherds and teachers. Their task is to equip God's people for the work of service that builds the body of the Messiah. The purpose is, or that task is to equip God's people for the work of service that builds the body of Messiah. Okay? Your King James Bible uses terminology, and he gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers for the working of the ministry, for the edifying of the body. Okay? For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body. That's the terminology King James uses. But he says that he gave some of these people these different giftings and callings and assignments. And the task is to equip people for the work of service that builds the body of Christ, until we all arrive at the unity implied by trusting and knowing the Son of God, at full manhood, at the standard of maturity set by the Messiah's perfection. Now here's the reality. The reality, y'all, is that perfection, individual perfection, is not something that is a requirement that the Father has of us. We're talking about individual perfection. Now, maturity individually is important and necessary. But perfection is not something that is attainable outside of the connectivity in a relationship that I have with my other brothers and sisters, my mission, my family. Perfection does not happen outside of that relationship. No man is an island to himself. Okay? We're talking about seclusion, and we're talking about isolation. Now, don't get me wrong. Every now and then there's a requirement that the Father has to deal with us in the means of solitude. Okay? Where he has to deal with us on an individual basis. But there's a complete difference between solitude, which is momentary for a purpose, and isolation, which is completely separation altogether. I don't want to be isolated. Solitude is essential. Isolation is evil, it's wicked. Okay? Because it's separating you from that which supplies strength to you. Now, so he says that the goal is for us to grow together in maturity. Now, this is how this happens. It says, we will then no longer be infants tossed about by the waves and blown along by every wind of teaching, at the mercy of people clever in devising ways to deceive. Instead, speaking the truth how? In love, we will in every respect grow up into him who is the head, the Messiah. Under his control, the whole body is being fitted and held together by the support of every joint, which each part working to fulfill its function. That is how the body grows and builds itself up in love. So he says it's important now, because when we started dealing with these different things, we talk about, bearing false witness, and we talked about not using semantics and vagueness. And, when we talk about using semantics and vagueness, we talk about leaving out information. Okay? And a lot of times we're leaving out necessary information. And so, in that sense,